Hello, everyone, and welcome to Season 1, Episode 34 of my Let's Play series. Today we are starting off by building some more of these watermill things that are powering the immersive engineering area. Basically, we need more power. They don't take too long to put together. They're not really that hard, especially since we've got a couple of them to look at over here. And I'm thinking, but we might need to have some kind of stone or something. Because I have a suspicion that we're going to need more than one of these. And I think once we get back inside, you guys might understand why. So I've been kind of busy in there, getting things set up. I'd like to be able to have some of these things for immersive engineering auto-craftable. I have some ideas in mind for some other places where I would like to have some immersive engineering fun. I think let's get a kinetic dynamo. See where that went. Just on the outside wall. So that's probably going to go there. And I'm going to want to hit that with our hammer, because it is not facing the right way. There it is. I think that's the way we want it facing. So we should be able to get our water wheels. And we have these programmed into the grid, so these weren't hard to get at all. May not be dug out enough down there. There we go. And hopefully a bucket of water will get this thing going. Yeah. There we go. And now we just need to see if I brought any connectors, wire relays, wire connectors. And I have wire coils. So let's fill this in just a little bit more. Up here, we're going to want some of these light posts. And these light posts can do all kinds of crazy things, from what I understand. You can, swing arms out on them. It's pretty crazy. Over here is the little setup I have now. Got all kinds of crazy medium and low voltage wires running. On the kinetic dynamos, we've got medium voltage wire connectors going into medium voltage capacitors. So that's probably what I need to see if we have. Yeah, that should be enough. some of this wire. Need to see if we have any low voltage wire as well. So, nope, but I did teach it how to craft it. So let's see if 20 is reasonable. We're missing some copper. Oh, of course we are. It's an easy enough problem to solve. We'll just get a little bit more copper plates here. There. Now that's not so unreasonable. That should be enough to get us going. So let's get our medium. There it is. And my inventory is super full because I've been busy crafting stuff. Well, we have some of these steel posts. I should have grabbed them while we were over here anyway. Yeah, got a few of these left. And maybe a capacitor. Oh, well, I did have a low voltage one. I actually have to run. Well, it's time to go take a nap anyway. Let me take a break and craft some of the stuff we need off camera real quick, and I'll be back. Hey, we're back, everybody. I believe I've gotten everything set up. I went ahead and got our second water wheel up and running. This is a transformer. We'll talk about this in just a second. This is the low voltage capacitor, so I'm going to go ahead and get that out of here. I went ahead and got us the medium voltage capacitors that I wanted to have here. And I'm going to want to hit this with the wrench because it's not set on the mode that I want it to be on. I want this one to always output, and I think that orange is the output mode, if I remember right. So if I place this one on top of it, when I hook everything up to this one, which I'm going to do with the medium voltage wire relays, or a connector I should say, I'm going to do this on each side. Of course I didn't bring enough with me, did I? Okay, so I'm going to have to run back and cook some hardened clay, apparently. I guess that's not horrible. That should be enough by the time we get back. Hopefully we can get one now. Yes. There we go. We want one on top here. And these sides, I want these to input, so we're going to need to hit these, I believe. Yeah, that should input. And we want to make sure we have the medium coil. I may have that one set incorrectly. Oh, you know what? I bet I forgot to set the one on the bottom. You really got to set these up. Leave that as where I want insert. First, we want to make sure we're doing that with the capacitor we actually want to use. I'll double check that quick. So when we hook this back up, hopefully I did that right this time. There we go. These connections can be a little bit tricky, but they're usually not that bad. And I did also craft some of these powered lanterns, which I think are pretty cool. And if you guys want, if you hit these with the hammer, you can kind of set those out a little bit. I have plans to do some of that stuff eventually. I might craft some kind of a path or something. I'm not sure. I do want to hang a bunch of these lanterns out around in the Britannia area. I'm not sure exactly if I want to do the post or because there's a few different ways that you can hang these. They're pretty cool. Okay, so I've got those set up. Now, before we can use these, though, you can't attach these medium voltage wires. You have to use the low voltage, and there's nothing for us to attach the low voltage to. And that's where these transformers come in handy. So what I can do is if we set the top of this to output and use a connector. You always want to use connectors on the capacitors and like these dynamos. The relays won't work on there. We'll get into the relays in just a minute. So from here we're going to run a cable to the transformer. And before I start running stuff straight to the lanterns, this is where we're going to get into a little bit of the relays. These are low voltage wire relays, what I have in my inventory here. And I've got these on the sides of the posts. See, they just kind of, that little graphic pops out when you attach them. It's not, that's what I like about immersive engineering, is it looks complicated, but it really isn't. And once you really understand how this stuff works, it's not actually that bad. I was a little intimidated at first because it looks pretty intimidating, really. But basically, all I'm doing is just connecting that in a circle. So now no matter where I make a connection to from a low voltage point, say from this transformer, I can connect that right there. And now anywhere else that I connect power to, see how I got like all these crisscrossed here? I can run a power line from, say, here up to here. Might be a good idea to take a nap. Man, it gets dark in this pack really quick, especially when you're having fun. This place may end up getting its own little anchor. Nothing a quick little chicken can't fix. Now, the problem I ran into with these lanterns is I can't make a connection from here to here. It says it's obstructed, and that's because this post is actually in the way. So what I've done is, that's kind of why they're crisscrossed up here, is now you can see that lantern is powered. And to power the other one, I basically do the same kind of thing. And just for fun, just because we can, we can actually connect these on two sides. So it looks like there's a few extra wires just for fun. Just because I think this kind of stuff is really neat. And that's basically how this power works. So what I'm going to do now is connect it to our existing power. Oh, that's because that's medium. I want to do the low, and I'll probably end up moving these down. go. So now we should be getting this power, which it's fighting. We may end up needing to make another one of these, believe it or not. I want to get into making some of the other power generators for this mod. Like there's some windmills that I think will be fun to play with too. But we're going to need this extra bit of power to craft the stuff we need to get those. The reason we're needing so much power is because this is basically what I've been working on in here. I actually have managed to auto-craft this to some degree, and I can request right now bullet casings. I got a few earlier. So if I request these now, say I want 8 of them, it'll tell me that I need 4 copper to craft them. And then hopefully here in just a minute we should see them, as long as I remember to actually, there they come. And I think that's pretty cool. They get sent into this machine here and sent down the conveyor belt. Into this is a dropping conveyor belt that drops into this hopper, and there's actually a stack of hoppers. If we go downstairs, that stack of hoppers empties into this system, and this system of conveyors runs up, and actually we'll talk about this system here. They meet right here, and both go into a hopper that goes directly into a importer for the grid. And down here I've kind of got a little mobile grid system. There's our network receiver. And immersive engineering, I think, was involved enough it deserved its own little auto crafting section. And you can see I've been busy auto crafting lots of the things for immersive engineering, and there's still quite a bit more that I'd like to work with. But I've been having a lot of fun with these conveyors. This is the auto crafter here, and this is kind of just like a little prototype. You can see where I've got it dug out here. But that's my basic idea, is I'm going to have these conveyors moving up the things that are being asked to auto craft. You can see I'm kind of digging it out down here as I need it. And I think I'm going to have just enough room. I was a little worried because you have to power this bottom elevator block, by the way. So I had to figure out a way to run the immersive engineering cables down, which I just basically dug a little tunnel. That is what I have been up to. And let's see, I've got a little bit of a cable hanging out back here. So I'm going to have 4 more of these. And then over here, this other thing that you guys saw is from the coke oven. Now I've got 2 of these furnaces. I've got both of them draining all that creosote oil into the silo or the tank back there. And then this little setup, when I came in, there was a bunch of charcoal, coal coke just floating around up there because the furnace was full. So I thought, well, there's got to be a way to keep that from happening. So now, I've moved up to doing blocks of iron, by the way. I'm going to teach the grid how to craft the blocks that it gets into the ingots that we need, because I think it's more efficient to do it in block form. But if this fills up again, because I've got up here, these chests are just filled with coal that are constantly dumping into here. So it's conceivable that could have happened again. So I made a little system up here now that, let's see if we can get in there to see it. Oh, there we go. That's another one of those dropping conveyor belts, and those just drop into an inventory if it's available. So I've got the stuff coming from the coke ovens upstairs, come down these conveyors and drop into there for the blast furnace. And if it fills up, the excess will just run on down this part of the conveyor system. It's kind of like an overflow, and it will just get sucked into the grid. So at least it won't disappear, because any items that are left floating around for more than 5 minutes just disappear. So I didn't want that to happen. So that's the overflow, basically. So that is what I've been working on, and that is what I believe I'm going to continue working on. There were a few other items that I wanted to show you guys. We're going to be working on these improved windmill blades, but we need to do some industrial hemp for that. So I did get the grid to craft me another Ender farming station, and so I'm going to try to pick out a good spot to get a hemp field growing, so that we can get the stuff we need to get these advanced windmills, because this is another way to generate power. Oh yeah, the revolver. The revolver is definitely something I want to get. I think that it is going to need some bullets, which was why I was really cool. Yeah, see, we're going to need a lot of those casings. I'll learn how to make these bullets. That's crazy. So I need. Yeah, see, we'll need an engineer's workbench. So let's take a look at that real quick. Let's see what we would need for an engineer's workbench. Thinking that is it. We might have the stuff to craft that. Let's go ahead and let's teach the grid how to do that, and see if we can get that now. There we go. Engineer's workbench. I'm thinking maybe this could probably go upstairs. Maybe on the second floor. I've been thinking that what I might do too up here is what I'm doing now, turn this kind of into a work area, possibly, and if we need more coke ovens, there's plenty of room over here. I'm sure I could squeeze a few more in over there. So maybe I'll do this over in this area. So wow, this is definitely something I'm going to have to learn how to use. It's something about blueprints. We might be able to make that too. Okay. So I'm guessing that this would just go in the workbench, perhaps. Oh yeah, look at that. For that we need gunpowder, lead nuggets, empty casing for the castle cartridge, armor piercing. Oh, so that's pretty cool. Okay. And so what would we need for the revolver? We need all these different gun parts for it. So for the revolver drum, we need steel ingots, and you know what? Let's see if we can't just teach the grid how to make a revolver. We might need to ask for a few more patterns. We have some up already. Let's see if we can't maybe get a few more, just for good measure. So let's check on this revolver thing. Revolver drum, steel ingots, and the iron mechanical component. And that's the steel from industrial craft, so let's see if we can get some of our steel replaced here. There we go. And see, this is what I'm talking about. You want to make sure that the steel that you're programming into this is actually the steel that you have. Because the crafting process will just freeze if it doesn't get the right stuff. So let's check out the rest of the revolver again. Revolver barrel, that's 3 steel ingots. Probably just should have held on to that steel. So that's easy. And we need a revolver hammer, which was that. And you can see how easy auto crafting with the grid really is. I mean, this is the worst it gets, is I've got to manually replace stuff sometimes. So now, what else did this thing need? Wooden grip. And that is some treated sticks, which I think I may have already taught it how to make. So let's see. Yes, it does already know how to make those. So oh well, that can stay in there. So I'm thinking we might actually be able to ask for a revolver now. Says we can, so let's see what happens. And we have a revolver. How cool is that? Of course, I think we're going to need some bullets for it. And we might want to look into this extended magazine. Can we just get one of those? An iron mechanical component. And let's see. Let's see about bullets, I guess. Gunpowder, lead nuggets, and empty casing. So let's head back upstairs. I'm thinking if we have that stuff. Do we just put it in there? And some magnets, what happens? Oh wow, okay. Now I also don't know if I have to do anything special. Like, do I have to load this stuff in a grid perhaps? Well, let's just see what happens. Okay. Nice. So it was shift right click to get in there. There's probably some kind of a special table or something I'm going to need to upgrade this gun. I don't know exactly how I'm going to be able to put that uh, extended magazine on there. But man, let's see if there's something I can find to shoot. That was fantastic. I have a revolver now, so that's pretty awesome. There's something. Oh, I don't think you liked that. What about you? Oh, this is definitely fun. I've got to learn how to. There's got to be some kind of a quick reload or something. But man, other than that, I don't really have any complaints. Oh, that's nice. That is really nice. The Enderman really does not seem to like being shot. Like if I had to take a guess, I mean I can't really ask him, but if I had to take a guess, I'd say he probably did not like it. Yeah, we definitely have to get auto crafting of bullets to be a thing. Uh, we will look into seeing if there's some kind of an auto reload for it, maybe. Uh, Man, that was really fun. And there is a lot more with immersive engineering. I think I'm going to probably work a little bit more on it for the next episode. And then I think we're probably going to start looking into possibly using immersive engineering to help us with some other things. But there's definitely one more immersive engineering episode coming up. So I hope you guys are enjoying this series because we have definitely run out of time for today. Thank you for watching. I hope you're enjoying things. Feel free to leave me some comments down below. If you like what you're seeing, feel free to give me a like. Subscribe to the channel if you want to be notified of videos I put out in the future. Thanks for stopping by today, guys, and take care.